All right, let's get into the trending topics now. And of course, Sakina, as always, at the Madlanga Commission. Sakina, I'm thinking we need to build you a set there so that we can have you nice and comfortable while you're at the Madlanga Commission while this carries on. But it's good to be able to at least talk to you from a distance about trending topics. So on that note, the Madlanga Commission. It's no surprise, also one of the massive trending topics. Talk to us again. I mean, some of the stuff that was coming out yesterday. I mean, these BBL things, wow, okay.
Yes, Leanne, and of course, you know, we talk about these BBLs, but of course, it is linked to so much more, and of course, who paid for it, how all of this came to be, and all of these revelations at the Madlanga Commission. And one of the other things that was central yesterday was just trying to establish a timeline of when, if ever, the actual disbandment of the PKTT was actually discussed prior to that letter that was sent out by the now on suspension minister, or on special leave. He's not suspended, he's on special leave, Minister Senzo Mchunu. So all of that coming out, and of course we expect more, Leanne, because for the first day and the most part of yesterday morning, we heard from General Shadrack Sibia putting his version of events before the Madlanga Commission. But of course, we saw just before lunch yesterday, just getting into the cross-examination part of it with the evidence leaders, you know, trying to establish what they want to find out from the facts that have already, or let me say facts as well as testimony already adduced before the Commission.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's just, there's just so much going on the socials, and people just actually taking lots and lots of digs, I have to tell you, which is quite scary. And again, as you say, the BBL is the one that people are really doing and asking, why would you do that when you cannot sit for 3 weeks or 3 months, is what they're saying. Anyway, we'll leave that there. Let's go to the next trending topic now. And of course, this one is Mugabe.
Well, many questions about that, Leanne. Many questions about how long is it? Because can you imagine not being able to sit for 3 months?
Imagine.
Like, what do you do? I thought it was particularly funny, even though perhaps it wasn't meant to be, how General Sibia was demonstrating how she had to lie down in the car. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how these things work, but
no,
hey,
neither do
we'll
I.
find out someday.
My goodness me. No, we won't find out. Let's leave it at our minds wondering. I don't know about that. I don't want to know. Can you imagine? Anyway, let's talk about Mugabe. And we just spoke to Effort as well from Zimbabwe, and we just got a little bit of background in terms of this son of Robert Mugabe, the youngest, and what he's like. But this is a massive story, and people are all talking to this one, being arrested in Johannesburg following that shooting at the Hyde Park residences. They've charged him with attempted murder. After the gardener was critically wounded. They're looking for the weapon still now. This is a massive story, and one where we are now seeing cars again. I mean, these are things you're talking about at the Madlanga Commission. He has a car in the driveway with all these white lights and a siren attached to it.
And it's going to be interesting because, you know, where do people get to do all of these things? Who authorizes all of this? But now it's going to be another question, because obviously we need to get to the bottom of this. Who authorized the use of those white lights? When was it done? And, you know, why? Why was the permission given for that? And people also talking to the whole matter of diplomatic immunity. But of course, it doesn't apply in this instance, Leanne. And it's going to be interesting to see whether the full might of the law is brought to bear.
Yeah, indeed. And one hopes so. And I can tell you from what Effort was telling us, the people of Zimbabwe feel very much so the same way. Okay, so look, Prince Andrew is trending, but Prince Andrew is not his title anymore, because that was taken away from him. It's Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. He was arrested yesterday. This was a massive story. I mean, it didn't matter where you turned. This story was leading bulletins. It happened to be his birthday as well. So that was also taking a big center stage. He turned 66, and he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. And then, of course, he was released a little bit later on in the evening. And then I'm not sure if we've got the photograph of that picture that was taken of him sitting in the back of the car, and people saying that that is a photograph, unfortunately, that will go down in the history books. The incident will go down in the history books, but it is something that obviously links him to Jeffrey Epstein, all of these allegations. Basically, it's got nothing to do with the pictures of him with girls and those kind of things. That, I imagine, is still coming. But this has got to do with allegations that he shared confidential government documents with Jeffrey Epstein while he was serving as a UK trade envoy. So that's a big story, and good to see a big name actually eventually getting held to account for this whole Jeffrey Epstein saga. That's that photograph I was talking about of him being captured as he left. Look at that. Sure. I know you don't have the monitor there, but it's crazy, SK.
It certainly is, Dan, and of course, you know, the whole issue around Jeffrey Epstein is one that I would imagine will still be with us for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because even though this has nothing to do in the first instance with the girls and the allegations that we've heard swirling around for the past couple of years and months, but this, of course, still has to do with Epstein. And for me, it raised the question about all of these people associated or in some way or another who've been linked to Jeffrey Epstein. What is it that he had on them? And in this instance, the information that was shared with him by Prince Andrew, you have to wonder what other high-profile people may have been involved in. So interesting, but we'll see how it develops.
Oh, it's frightening. I was actually just reading an email now, and another one that was, you know, just for Ghislaine Maxwell with somebody, and it's just horrific what's coming out of this. And then finally, I mean, we won't linger on it too much, but Zimbabwe is also trending. I imagine it's got a little bit to do with what's happening here with Robert Mugabe's son, but also it's about Zimbabwe in the ICC at the Men's T20 World Cup. They had a 6-wicket win over Sri Lanka in Colombo.
And then that's a big one for Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, of course, causing a second major upset there at the T20 Cricket World Cup. Fabulous for them, puts them into the next phase of the Super 8. And I must say, perhaps at the start of it, given the group that they were in, they were probably not favorites to emerge from there, but they have, which is absolutely fabulous for them. South Africa also joining in that particular group. So it's going to be interesting because you've got the likes of the West Indies, Pakistan, India, all of that. So it's going to be a fabulous, fabulous knockout stage.
Sakina, thanks so much. We'll chat to you again in the next hour, all from the Madlanga Commission.